Traders? FX Pip Collector here. Today is Tuesday, March 3rd, and this is my morning market breakdown of the US dollar pairs, including gold, and we're also going to look at a couple of the yen pairs. As always, we start off on the US dollar index because that basically tells us what to do on all the dollar pairs themselves. So the dollar index is actually pretty much doing exactly what I was talking about for the last 2 weeks. For the last 2 weeks, I've been saying this is either an A or a 1, this is either a B or a 2, and we're going to go up for either a 3 or a C. Now, it definitely still could be a wave 3. The most likely place for a wave C to turn is the 100% Fibonacci extension. It could possibly do like a double top right there and then start a brand new downtrend for a wave C. But based on my weekly time frame analysis, I think this is the bottom of another three-way pattern. I think this is a wave B on the weekly. I think this is a wave 1, a wave 2, and I think this is going to continue to make higher highs, higher lows, eventually break structure, and most likely go up and take out all the highs of this daily time frame in a wave 3. Now, this is the daily time frame, and there should be plenty of pullbacks along the way. And obviously, it's going to take some time for this to play out, several weeks to maybe several months. But I still think that this is more likely a 1, 2, 3, and I think that the dollar is going to continue to be bullish, most likely for some time now. So if the dollar is going to continue to be bullish, we do need to watch the 100% area, but I think it's going to eventually just keep on going. Then we potentially would want to be bearish the euro, the pound, the Aussie, bullish the dollar CAD, and bullish the dollar Swiss. Gold doesn't really follow the dollar index as closely as the other dollar pairs. It kind of does whatever gold wants to do. So moving on to the euro dollar, I've been talking about this for several weeks. You can go back and watch my videos. I still think it's going to go down and break this low right here. Unfortunately, today I'm going to have to, take a page out of my old mentor's book. He used to say this to us all the time. Unfortunately, right now, unless you're already short, there's no trade. I definitely wouldn't go long, and I definitely wouldn't try to go short right now. The only strategy is to be short from yesterday up here someplace, waiting for an exit to exit your short, or the strategy is to be waiting for a pullback in order to go short again. Obviously, this isn't where we want to hear if we're not already in a trade, but this is definitely the truth, and this is definitely something our mentor used to say to us constantly, is that if you're not already in the trade, the only strategy is to be patiently waiting for the next setup. So unfortunately, that's pretty much the case for all the pairs today. If we move on to the pound dollar just recently broke this low right here, which pretty much proves to me that this here is a top. It pretty much proves to me that we are going down. I think this is eventually going to go down and take out this low right here. Obviously, there'll be some pullbacks along the way, which is good for us. But unfortunately, the strategy on the pound dollar is pretty much the same as the euro dollar. If you're not already short from yesterday, waiting for an exit, then the strategy is to be patiently waiting for a pullback in order to go short. When it does start a pullback, you can throw your Fibonacci retracement on there, but it really looks like a 1, 2, 3. So even if it does make a pullback, it's just going to most likely be a little wave 4 and probably more down for a wave 5. So unfortunately, like I said, with the dollar pairs today, the strategy is to either already be in a trade waiting for an exit, or the strategy is to be waiting patiently. And this is probably not something that's even going to happen today in the New York session. It's probably something you might have to wait a day or so for the next proper short entry. Moving on to the Aussie dollar, unfortunately, pretty much the same thing. The Aussie is a little bit different. I still think that this could end up just being an ABC within an uptrend. But even if this is a wave C, it's probably going to potentially last several weeks. I still wouldn't be surprised if this also went down and broke structure. But the Aussie is a little different because the Aussie is strong. But market flow has definitely turned down on the Aussie, and I definitely would be looking for nothing but shorts on shorter time frames. So unfortunately, it's pretty much the same deal with this. If you're not already short from yesterday, Asian session, then the strategy is to be patiently waiting for another pullback in order to go short. If you're already short, then you're probably waiting for like a break to the upside to exit your trade. So either you're waiting for an exit or you're waiting patiently for more shorts. I definitely wouldn't be trying to go long, and I definitely wouldn't try to be going short right here at potentially the middle of a strong move. So, like I said, unfortunately, today's video is going to be kind of short, just because the strategy is really to either already be in a trade, or the strategy is to be waiting patiently for more trades. On the US dollar CAD, the last several weeks, I've been saying it's either an A or 1, just like the dollar index, B or 2, just like the dollar index. I think this is potentially going to stretch out into a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of wave 3. It definitely still could end up being a wave C, and it could do something like this and then go down. But even if it does do that, that's probably nothing that's even going to happen this week. And based on the dollar analysis, I think this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. I think we have lots and lots and lots of upside potential on this pair. So unfortunately, this is another one where if you're not already long from back here, then the only strategy is to be waiting patiently for more longs. Maybe you could go down to the super short time frames and try to get it on a pullback. But for me personally, I really do not go below the 1 hour time frame for my entries. So for me personally, I'm either waiting for an exit or I'm waiting for a pullback to the downside in order to go long again. There's really not a whole lot in between, waiting either for an exit or waiting for a pullback in order to go long again. Moving on to the US dollar Swiss, back up to the daily time frame. US dollar Swiss definitely looks like it's making a wave three. I mean, I've been saying for a couple of weeks now it's either an A or one, this is either a B or a two, and we're either going to make a C or a three. If it is a wave C, it definitely could turn at one of these fib levels to the downside and continue down, but I do not think that's what's going to happen based on the dollar index. Based on the dollar index, I think that this is going to be an uptrend. I think it's a wave three on the weekly time frame. So I think this is a one, a two, and a wave three. Obviously, there's going to be pullbacks along the way, and obviously, it's going to take a lot of time for this to play out, which is good for us because this would give us more trading opportunities on shorter time frames. So, there's really no point in even putting your Fibonacci retracement on here yet. If it starts to move to the downside, I would definitely put my fibs on there. But right now, like I said, the strategy is to either be long from back here, waiting for an exit, or the strategy is to be waiting for a pullback to go long again. We are approaching a fib level, so it might start a little bit of a pullback today. But even if it does, it's probably just a wave forward. It's probably going to go up again to make a wave five because it really looks like a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pattern on the 1 hour time frame. So moving on to gold. Gold is obviously a little different than the rest of the dollar pairs. It usually is. We are sitting at the 78%. So if it does, either engulf to the downside or give us a very significant break of structure to the downside, we could become bearish. But I really do not even see any evidence of that yet. And like I've been saying for weeks on gold also, you can go watch my previous videos. I really would not be surprised if gold went back up and made new all-time highs and just continued its weekly, monthly time frame uptrend. So going down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, yeah, you can definitely throw some fibs on here now that we are in a pullback. So let's throw a Fibonacci retracement on here. We'll put it on our sort of time frames only. So there we go. So first impulse to move down gave us the break of structure, filled the gap, probably a wave A. This is probably corrective up, wave B. We're probably now in a wave C. So watch your 61%, maybe watch your 78%. If it goes down to one of these two levels and then turns aggressively to the upside, then it definitely could make for a really nice long opportunity. On the other hand, if it goes down and takes out the 100% Fibonacci retracement, then it means that this is likely a top on the daily time frame. But we're not really going to know that it really is a top on the daily time frame unless it goes down and breaks this low right here, which it definitely has not done so yet. So moving on to the US dollar yen, the yen pairs themselves. The dollar yen is also approaching a pretty important fib level because if this is an ABC pullback, then the 100% is definitely an area where it could end up turning down. But we have to realize that the yen pairs are still in an uptrend on the high time phase, and it might bounce and then just go up and bounce and go up and just keep on trending. We'll recognize when this move up is complete, and we'll stop looking for longs when that happens, and we'll start looking for shorts. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, I mean, if you had done nothing except for watch my videos and go long like I tell you to every single day, then you've probably been doing really, really well. Whether or not it's going to continue up from here or not is the question because it kind of looks like impulsive down, three waves up. It might make a little bit of a push down before it goes up to make more of a proper three-way pullback. I personally wouldn't be trying to sort it because even though it kind of looks like it might do that, it might more likely just do this, bounce, and then just keep on going. So, we do want to look for a possible turn around this 100% Fibonacci extension from the daily time frame. So if it does, make a double top and then break structure, then that tells us that we're likely in a top on the daily. If it doesn't do that, then we're just going to continue to look for logs every single chance we get. The markets may be very volatile over the next several months with everything going on. And if they are, then the trend is definitely going to be your friend. These trends could potentially last for quite a while. Moving on to the euro yen, I mean, I was thinking the euro yen was going to push up again, but boy, it does look like it is trying to go down. If it closes engulfing down today, then that pretty much confirms that this is now going down for either a wave C or wave 3, right? Technically it's 1, 2, 3, 4, and it could be like a leading diagonal wave 5 or something like that. But, you know, technically it hasn't engulfed down yet, so it might end up rejecting this and going back up just like we originally thought. So we're gonna have to keep a close eye on this, especially on the sort of time frames. Going down to the 1 hour time frame, we definitely want to keep an eye on our Fibonacci levels. Just a bounce isn't going to tell me that it's going up, but if it bounces and then comes down and then bounces again and breaks structure, that's is right there is what will tell me that it's going back up. It doesn't necessarily have to happen at the 61. It could go down to the 78% Fibonacci retracement, or it could just bounce, make a lower high, bounce, make a lower high, and it could just keep on making lower highs. So it's the double bottom, that 3, 4, 5 shape that we always look for at a Fibonacci level, and the break of structure that will tell us that we have bottomed out. Moving on to the pound yen. Pound yen back up on the daily time frame. The pound yen has been a little weak. The pound itself has been a little weaker than the dollar, so this probably is going to end up holding its lower high, lower high, lower high, and it probably is going to go down and take out the previous low. Whether it's a wave 3 or whether it's a wave C, we don't know, but we'll definitely learn in time, and we'll trade accordingly along the way. So we definitely want to pay attention to our fib levels. We are at the 61%. If it does like some sort of a double bottom break of structure, then fine, we'll go back to looking for longs. If it makes a pullback and then makes a lower high, makes a pullback and makes a lower high, then we'll just continue to do nothing but look for shorts every single chance we get. Like I said, the trends need to be your friends. The markets could be very, very trendy this year with all the drama going on around the world right now. And when the markets are really trendy, look back in like 2008 during the housing crash, or during the COVID trends, or during the dot-com trends in the early 2000s. If you did nothing but traded pullbacks during those times, you would have made so much money. And we could be in another really trendy market. So definitely, definitely remember the trends are your friends. So, anyways, if you want to check out my website, fxpipcollector.com, and be part of a great trading community on Discord and follow along with all my trades, then definitely check out my website, fxpipcollector.com. And as always, thank you for watching and happy trading to everyone.